Welcome to the podcast where soft power meets quantum creating. My name is Ruth, a feminine energy business coach and embodiment queen behind Reveal. This is your sacred portal for unapologetic expansion, unfiltered wisdom, and a business that flows as intuitive as you do. Let's get unhinged, magnetic, and wildly aligned. You ready for this? Like, are you seriously ready for this? Because we're about to turn the whole world upside down. Let's begin. Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. For this episode, right, we're going to be talking about now that you've manifested your goals, right? You've manifested the business you want, the lifestyle you want around your business, or the lifestyle you want through your business, right? Through building a business that you want. Can you really handle it? Now I want you to ponder on that question, because this topic, right, isn't a topic that is well known or is known, but people don't really talk about it online. Listen, having the thing isn't the same as holding the thing. Let me say it again. Having the thing isn't the same as holding it. Because here's the thing, you actually prayed for overflow, for visibility, for the 10K month, for the business of your dreams, for the magnetic brand, for the aligned client who says yes, for the sales page comes or loads. But let me ask you, can your inner child actually hold that level of receiving? Can your nervous system hold that level of being seen? Can your body regulate success without sabotaging it? Because anyone can slap a vision board together. Anyone can put together a vision board. Anyone can journey about abundance 33 times for 33 days or 33 times for 3 months, whatever it is. If you can't tell, I'm actually fired up about this particular topic and episode, because it's something I've actually been thinking about for a while. So, but hey, we're talking about it now. I don't know how I learned came up with this episode, right? Because what I come up with episodes based on my thoughts, my experiences, and downloads I get when I'm, you know, I get when I'm just doing anything, or I can just listen to a podcast or watching a TV, and I could just maybe they said something that could just give me an inspiration, and then I now tell my inner child, okay, think about this on the background, just marinate it, just make it larger, the thought pattern larger, and tell me what you want to tell me, and how we're going to come up, and how we're going to turn this idea into a podcast episode or a TikTok episode, type content, whatever it or piece of content in general. And after maybe like 5-10 minutes or so, or 15 minutes, when she's finally marinated on or pondered on the topic, on the idea, I mean, she tells me, oh, yeah, and that's when the idea of the topic for the content comes. So that's how I came about this topic. I was actually listening to another podcast, not podcast, YouTube video on something unrelated. Then it came to me. But here, so let's get back to what was I saying again? I was saying anyone can journal about abundance 33 times for 33 days or 33 times for 33 months. But to hold the frequency of overflow, of not just to receive it for a week and then spiral, because you know that if you haven't done the inner work right and you get something, you receive something, you're more like you're more likely on you're going to definitely lose it if you have not developed that sense of self, that inner work, that strong foundation of or expand your capability, your consciousness to be able to hold what you've received, you know? And honestly, to be able to hold what you've received really seriously requires a whole new identity because you cannot hold what you received with your old identity. You know, it's not about proving yourself. It's about preparing yourself. And holding it doesn't mean clinging with fear. Hell no. It means stewarding it with faith. Total stewardship here. Like, seriously, can you manage the money you've manifested? All the money you've manifested in your business, maybe it's 1,000, 10K, then 5K, whatever it is. Can you be able to manage? Are you able to, manage it in terms of allocating to different places that it needs to go? If you need to invest it, if you need to pay some bills, if you need to what's it called? Use it to build wealth or use it to actually reinvest into the business again. If you use it to actually, again, you can actually use it to, buy back your time by employing other people, or sorry, people to work in your business. Again, that will even give you more space to be able to handle or hold more things or expand your capability of doing, of having, or doing more because you have the things that are, you know, um, the things that are taking your time, or that, yeah, the things that are taking your time aren't things that you necessarily need to be doing on a daily basis. So, allocating that thing, or even employing somebody to do those things, or delegating those things to somebody else, gives you room to be your full, authentic, full self, wholesome self, which is usually in the creation mode, in the what's it called? Whether that is creating content, creating a big vision for the company or for your brand, you know, yeah, definitely. Or the thing is, or can you even, can you emotionally ground the relationship you're calling in terms of now relationship we're calling we're not just talking about personal relationships here in terms of platonic or romantic relationships here. We're talking about business partnerships. Are you that kind of person, or have you grown or improved yourself and done inner works so much so that you can have business partnerships and not lose yourself in that partnership? You can have business friends and not lose yourself and start comparing yourself to those business friends or those business partnerships you've created, or you've called in. That is definition of building an identity that is able to hold these things you are calling in through your business. Because we know that if you're building a business, right, it's not just in terms of creating freedom because we want freedom, because the business can give us freedom. If when you start building business, you develop that you will see that you have opportunities to do more, be more, to get to help people in terms of employing people into your business, partner with people, partner with business friends, or you get business opportunities, and so much more, you know. To be able to, to be able to call in those things or do those things, you have to be, or you have to have improved yourself so much so that you can, you know, you are able to handle those things, handle the pressure, the challenges that those things come with. Honestly, because as much as those things are a good thing, they also have the, should I say, bad side of it or negative side of it. And you've got to have gotten to of reach this level where you can handle both the good and the bad, you know, side or part of it. Here's the thing: manifestation isn't a loophole. It's not your shortcut to skip the messy parts of leadership, or or the behind the scene work no one actually claps for or talks about. It's not even about skipping hard work. it's actually about aligned work, and stewardship is sacred. Now, here's how stewardship plays into the manifestation process, because it's like when you say I want more, you are what's it called? When you say you I want more, right? You are simultaneously saying I'm ready to be trusted with more, you know. But God is actually watching how you hold what you already have right now with you, you are the things you're currently doing, you know. And if you cannot manage or you cannot manage what you're currently doing, the things you're currently doing, God is not going to give you much more, because He knows that you cannot handle it. Because you need to be able to be you need to be in a position where doing you are you are able to handle or manage what you're currently doing, and manage the things God is going to give you, you know. And so if you don't resonate with God, you can call it universe, you can call it even your higher self, whoever you resonate with. God is not going to give you um something that you cannot handle. It's not going to give you more things that you cannot handle, you know. If you cannot steward what you currently have, how can God give you more things to steward? Because, and if there's thing, if you're constant and what if another how you another way to look at it is that if you're constantly complaining or you're constantly complaining or frowning or having being a low frequency energy when doing the things you are doing or you have to do. Sorry if you hear a train. I live close to a train tracks, so trains are always, you know, um, passing by. I'm sorry about the noise, but let's continue. So, but yeah, if you cannot, um, I don't know what I was saying again. If you cannot manage what you are currently doing, there's no way you can manage the things that is coming to you. So those things are gonna have to hold up outside your reality, outside your field, until you're able. What I mean field, your quantum field, by the way, until you are able to handle, steward, manage your current thing, and then once you are be able to manage it so well that it's not really a challenge anymore, that's when the thing that God wanted to give you before, that's when it comes into your reality, and then you're able to manage what you what you already managed previously so well, and this new thing is now added to it, which makes you then start not it's not going to be a challenge, because you already manage, you're already used to managing it. It's just slightly more, so you can easily add the new thing to what you're currently doing. So it's a little which will help you. It can be honestly it will be a challenge for you in terms of it's new, and yeah, it's new. So once you have navigated the newness of it and be able to manage this new responsibility alongside the old one, which or the ones you're currently used to, you can then you can then manage everything so well, you know. Because if you look at it, right, the universe, God, your higher self, whoever you resonate with, right, is always looking at you, always asking, can you really be trusted with the platform you're currently on? Can you really be trusted with your community? Can you be really trusted with your brand messaging? Can you really be trusted with the relationship that you have right now? Business relationship, or any kind of relationship in life right now. you know, because if not, don't be surprised when the argument slows down. Don't be surprised if your launch flops. And don't be surprised if you feel invisible even when your business is doing well. This isn't shade. It's actually a second reflection because you know why it's a reflection because how you feel about the what you can handle, the things you're managing currently is on the inside. So your external reality is reflected is reflected in a negative way because of how you feel inside because you feel so negative about what you can handle. So what you can handle is showing you negative results. That's the best as I can explain it right now because let's say I don't like the fact that I'm always blogging every single day. Right? Let's say I don't like the fact that I'm always blogging every single day or creating content every single day. What will be reflected back to me it will be the fact that my content isn't doing so well on the platform, maybe on Instagram, YouTube, or TikTok, or whatever platform I'm actually, posting on. My content is not actually doing well. My blog isn't actually reaching more people. So I'm not gonna see because of how I feel inside, right? I'm not gonna see positive or good results or the result that I'm actually expecting. Because we all know that it's your internal reality that shapes your external reality, you know? Yeah, and another thing is right, because if you look at it, desiring more doesn't mean you're greedy, but holding more requires capability. Sorry, capacity, I mean, character and congruence. What I mean by congruence, it means congruence means having a similar frequency or being so similar to the identity or to what you want. Let's say it again. Desiring more doesn't make you greedy, it makes you human. But holding more, that requires congruence, where your identity, values, and actions align with what you're actually calling in. Without that alignment, the more you will feel heavy instead of holy. You're not sabotaging your brand or your income goals because you're lazy. You are not flaky, you're not weak. You're likely just operating from an outdated frequency. You know, you're still living like the girl who had to hustle for scraps, who is still performing. Literally, honestly, if you look at it, who is still people pleasing, and those things, right, are always connected to the good girl mask. And this is something I'm currently talking about in my manifestation alchemy coaching program for my first brand, which is my lifestyle brand, which is literally my name, Ruth. I can put the details. I'll put the details in the description below in the show notes. But the program is all a woman who is done performing, who is done controlling and surviving and ready to receive. So if you're this, it will teach you how to manifest from identity, not exhaustion, not performance. You know, it is my 5 phase coaching program for women ready to break cycles, embody their soft power, and become the version of themselves that already has it. It's not about hustling harder, it's about receiving more by being more you. So if you're feeling the pull to soften, to realign with who you truly are and manifest from identity, not exhaustion, then the Manifestation Alchemy program was made for you. The links will be all the links about the program will be in the show notes below. And I'll see you in there. And let's get back into the podcast. If you look at it right, the real issue is that even though you have You have become the woman who attracts overflow, who can handle that overflow, that abundance. At the back of your mind, literally in your mind, you still see yourself as the girl who is performing, as the girl who needs to people please, as the girl who needs to seek validation and hustle for scraps. I mean, we rich, and meanwhile, you actually not that kind of girl anymore. You're not that kind of girl because your reality, in your current reality, you have literally have everything you want, but you're in your mind, you are still that girl, which is why you keep sabotaging yourself, the things you have, the abundance you currently have right now. So, and the thing is, your outer world and your external world is always evolving, you know, has been evolving, but your inner child is still terrified, which is why you have to constantly, which is why you have to constantly do inner work or inner child healing every single time to be able to tell your inner child that she's loved, she can handle this level of maturity, um um this level of brilliance, because honestly she's brilliant, she's you know this level of expansion. And to be honest, don't just heal her, part of the healing is also bringing her along the journey. That's why always, for me, that anything I'm doing in my business, whether it's business or life, you know, anything I'm doing in my business, my life, I'm always bringing in my inner child into it, because I'm showing her how good life can get. I'm opening her eyes in and while reparenting her, while showing her that life is good, I'm showing her things. I'm opening her to new things, new opportunities, new expansions. And what I'm doing, and honestly, I'm not actually doing anything big. An example could be I'm always praying with her, praying for the things that when I'm praying, I'm asking God in prayer. You help me achieve this, show me discernment, give me wisdom to be able to handle what you've called me to handle, and that's it. When I'm also want to embody my 20K self, I've got this meditation called the quantum timeline meditation, where me and my inner child, literally where me and my inner child will, you know, zoom out of our reality, zoom out of our my timeline, and explore different timelines, in the meditation, and then choose the timeline that we both like. In my case, is the 20K version of ourselves. Enter that timeline, be that 20K version of ourselves. Embody that 20K version of me, embody her frequency, and go about my day. You know, that's something I'm constantly doing. And now my inner child, literally, all this I'm saying coming from my inner child. You know, I'm just letting her express herself in this podcast. You know, and all of this is just part of my inner child healing. And to be honest, doing this and also doing your inner child, inner work constantly, the shallow work, your nervous system regulation, self trust, also, they're all part of deep work you need to be constantly doing. You need to be doing. Honestly, the sh- for example, the shallow work to release the patterns keeping you stuck, the limiting beliefs, the nervous system regulation to build safety around visibility and receiving, and self trust so that your body believes that overflow is your new baseline. It really is, not a glitch, not a one time thing. And doing all this deep work, right, your body then begins to feel safe receiving the thing you've prayed for. Well, the thing is, you will subconsciously push it away. you know, and that's why the work isn't just mindsets, it's actually freaking embodiment, full blown embodiment. And yeah, and you, with being able to hold the things you've been praying for, or the things that you want, or the just dream reality that you're calling in, right? You've also got a personal responsibility in all of this in the process. Do you know why? Because if, let's say, you want to collapse timelines, you gotta start showing up, you gotta start showing the universe you can handle this one. Honestly, before you quantum leap into any version of yourself that you want to be, you've got to steward the level you're in currently. You got to take care of your space, your health, your finance, your boundaries, creativity, integrity, and that's something I'm currently doing because during this launch, right, I am learning that this launch isn't the only thing, isn't my only focus. I also want to be able to work out more, move my body more because honestly, nowadays, like literally since I started this launch, I haven't been moving as much as I need to. I haven't been going to the gym as much as I need to or going for walks, I've been having limited movement and I want to get back into moving my body more, whether it's through the gym, whether it's through going for walks because I know sh- doing or showing God that I'm able to work on multiple areas in my life, not just my business, not just this launch. I can also manage or steward other areas like my health, my space, my environment, the boundaries. It's showing God that I can handle more. Because I can handle this one, he can now then bring in more things, give me more things to handle. Because if I cannot handle this, nowhere in hell is God gonna give me more things to handle. He knows that it will drive me nuts, it will drive me over um exhausted. But yeah, if you're not able to handle that thing, right, there's no way you're gonna get more. So yeah, because if you're able to handle everything, all the responsibilities you currently have, right? You are saying, I am ready energetically. Because God doesn't reward wishing, He rewards readiness. And readiness, it doesn't look perfect. Hell no. It looks like embodiment every single day. It looks like becoming the version of you who already holds what you desire currently, or what you desire energetically before that thing actually enters into your reality, before it arrives, uh, so to speak. So here's the truth: you don't need to do more. You need to become more. Not because it's trendy, not because you're performing online, but because you are choosing to be the woman who holds what she once thought was too good to be true. That woman, she doesn't shrink, she doesn't sabotage, she doesn't run away. She stays rooted even when it's uncomfortable. She holds it all with grace, with power, with softness. So let me ask you this question: can you hold it? Can you carry the brand, the money, the impact, the relationships before it actually arrives? Because if you can hold it in your body, honey, it's already yours. So if this cracked something open for you, share it with a friend, share it on your stories, and tag a friend who's manifesting big but building deeper. And DM me on my Instagram, _on Instagram, and tell me what you're actually manifesting right now, and what you're trying to hold, and who do you need to be able to hold desires. You know, it either of those, just DM me either of those questions. But that's it for this episode. I'll see you in the episode. Till then, Bye. Alright, you can step deeper into your becoming. If this episode cracks something open for you, don't keep it quiet. Share it and tag me on TikTok. And on there, I'm called Revel. And let your ripple begin. Honey, let your ripple begin. Until next time, stay radiant, stay rooted, and keep creating your own damn timeline.